This is a recurring problem.
Yeah.
We talk about government debt being owed to discos. Now it's man that's on the front burner now. But help us understand, give us some background. What is the problem?
Now, what happened was sometime at the inception of this administration, about 2 or 3 years ago, there was the tariff review by NERC, and it's towards the journey towards cost-reflective tariffs. And MAN opposed it, said it wasn't fair, manufacturers needed lower tariffs so they could produce and stuff like that, and then went to court. They took the discos to court, they joined the regulator, and they got an interim order based upon which they kept paying the old tariffs. Now, as you recall, we're now in a regime where the manufacturers are talking to the government to take advantage of this eligible customer regulation that has just come about. And as we know, that regime will usher in cost-reflective tariffs. And the simple thing with the discos would be, if you're going to leave our network for this eligible customer thing, then you need to pay us what you owe. I mean, it's a very simple and straightforward thing.
But that is 29 billion
yes,
we're talking about here. What's the possibility that they would actually clear this debt? Because, again, I also understand that if it's not cleared, they cannot benefit from the 2,000 megawatts, power that they're supposed to get at the end of the day. So what's this?
It's all part of making NESI liquid. If there are debts outstanding, if you're willing to move to a cost-reflective platform, then you must make good on what you owe. Ideally, if they had been paying that money, they would have been getting better service. And let's face it, over the years, inflationary trends have shown that even all the goods manufactured by these manufacturers have gone up. Costs have gone up. So why should electricity costs not go up? So you're not willing to pay the electricity producers, but you're willing to pay for cost-reflective tariffs.
Okay, so can we have obviously this money cannot be paid at once. 29 billion is no small figure. Has anyone suggested a payment plan? Can they pay over a period of time, a certain amount of money, over a period of time? Would they be open to that?
I can't speak because these are individual discos that have been
have the discos made that suggestion?
That is perhaps why they've gone to the government to intercede and all that. Because ideally, if you're in dispute over cost, the smart thing would have been to keep that, whatever the differential is, away until such a time as the dispute is resolved. If it's resolved in your favor, good luck to you. If it's not, then you should be able to pay it. Now, where we find ourselves is that the discos themselves are cash-strapped. If you don't pay, then they will have to give you, advance you some kind of credit. So would the discos in turn get credit from the regulator, from NBET, where these monies should eventually go to? So in the end, it comes back to what the regulator and the bulk trader would do. But I think we need to get to a point where before we make so much about this eligible customer thing, you need to see how you can create liquidity. It's a crisis of confidence that's going on right now in NESI. And the feeling by some of the old players is that the new players are being favored by the new regulations that are coming about. Now, with these new players coming in, eligible customer, by whatever name they go to, they can charge cost-reflective tariffs, which is the song these discos have been singing from day one. You promised us that at the point of privatization. You have not given it to us. So you are keeping us down in favor of newcomers. That also happened with the generation companies, which is where you have the problem with Azura. So this is more like the case of the
old players now trying to send out a message? Is that it?
Basically, no supplier wants to fight with their customers. Ideally, don't leave. I don't want you to leave my network. But if you opt to leave, then the minimum you can do is settle my debt. Because if you don't pay me, you're going to pay somebody else.
So can you help me understand why, the discos did not intervene when it was still at about, say, 3 billion or even 4 billion?
No, not the discos. The discos have consistently asked for this because the tariff was approved by NEC.
Okay.
That's why they took NEC as well to court. The tariff was approved by NEC. Manufacturers just simply refused to pay. They were been invoicing them,
So
and they were paying the old tariff, the very old tariff.
How do you see this all being resolved? Because I've spoken to the Minister of Power over this issue on a number of, and he says he doesn't want to really comment on it, but it's it's between, of course, the discos, the NERC, sometimes embeds. But I'm wondering, at the end of the day, the buck stops at somebody's table. Absolutely. Somebody has to lead the charge. So for you as an operator going forward, how do you see this being resolved? Well, what is the best case scenario?
The best case scenario would be for the manufacturers to engage the discos, running to government, as it were, because this is a privatized environment, running to government to intervene. The only way government can intervene is for government to pay off the debt, and I don't think government wants to take on the debt of manufacturers.
So